Hey again, everybody. Hope you are all doing well. Today's topic is going to be over how the mind can affect the body and how the body can affect the mind. Um, Now, what made me think about this topic was, well, actually, earlier today, I was on the same walk that I usually go on, and I sat down, was writing in my journal about some things, and was kind of just writing down like topic ideas for what I would want to speak about. Um, and not just for today, but for future videos as well. Usually, I kind of, with these videos, I just kind of pick something that really stood out in my mind throughout that day, and then I choose to talk about that. And also, a quick side note, background gameplay is some footage of a Minecraft multiplayer server that I'm on with some friends. It's not super active now. I'm kind of the only player who still hops on from time to time. But figured it'd be a nice change of scenery, get some satisfying farming gameplay in the background. So anyway, yeah, so I want to talk about mind and body today. And so this year, I set a goal for myself to be in the best shape that I've ever been. Um, I think I've definitely met that goal at a minimum. I think I am definitely in the best shape that I've ever been in as far as muscle growth and muscle mass goes. Now, as far as endurance and stamina goes, I could work on that. I'm not exactly a long distance runner. Running definitely takes a lot out of me, but I've been trying to run more. Um, and so I was thinking about how much your physical health correlates to your mental health, and vice versa. Um, Now, I don't want this to be something that sparks a debate or fight about like body positivity and those kind of things, because if you're comfortable with where you're at physically, that's totally fine. And I think there's plenty of people who like I think pressuring yourself to meet a certain beauty standard or physical standard really only is going to degrade your mental health. You should always strive to be at a place where you can look in the mirror and be satisfied and be like, wow, I look good. And if that's not a thing that looks good to other people, who cares? I mean, as long as it looks good to you, that's what matters. Um, so anyway, but I think that there is a correlation between how we view ourselves physically and how we view ourselves mentally. Now, I'm definitely guilty of this. Kind of before I went on this, like before this year, I never put a substantial amount of time and effort into my diet, into workout plans, into being in good shape. And when I would look at myself in the mirror, even if it was on a subconscious level, and I think most people on any given day, if they're going through something bad, and they look in the mirror, they're going to think some negative thoughts about themselves. And they're going to probably, at least subconsciously, tell themselves that they're ugly, that they don't look good. Because when you're not feeling mentally well, you don't think you look physically well. And so after kind of, and this is from my own personal experience with it, but after really getting into myself of, I want to be in better shape. I want to be able to look at myself and be like, wow, I look good. And when that's a personal thing and it's not a desire to satisfy other people, that's when the change really happens. If you're only wanting to look better because you want other people to see you and think, wow, he looks really good or she looks really good, you're not gonna have a consistent discipline to do it. It's not about, it's because that's a motivator. That's not, you're the one who has to have the discipline for it. And what I think is great about striving to be on a better level physically, no matter what that level might be, is that it correlates to so many other aspects of life, especially mentally. Because if you can push through something that is physically taxing, physically demanding, the next time that you have a similar thing mentally, you can use that physical, you can almost use the physical and, endurance and translate that into mental endurance. And so I think this is an important thing to think about, especially when you're in a rougher spot mentally. If your mental health sucks right now, and you constantly thinking negatively, and especially if that is coming from a reflection of your self-image, then you're the one who's got to take that step of, okay, I want to look better. And I want to look better for myself. I don't want to look better for other people. I want to be able to look in the mirror and be proud of myself. And you should be. That should be what the goal is. Now, it's easy to say this, and it's easy to just say, if you're in better shape physically, you'll be in better shape mentally. But that's not always the case. I know for me, even though throughout this past year I've been on a bit of a physical shape, I've been a lot more serious about it, and I've gotten to points where I've been like, wow, I'm looking pretty good, and I'm proud of the progress that I made so far. But I'm always thinking I could be better. I can go a little bit harder. I should have gone harder on that one set. I should have eaten better. I didn't quite meet my, protein count, didn't quite meet my calorie count, whatever it might be. And so even though you can have other people see you and be like, wow, they look like they're in great shape. I'm sure they've got a great, they look like they're doing well. Those negative thoughts always come back. No matter how good of shape that you're in, that body dysmorphia is going to come back at some point. Now the difference is how long you let it sit. And how long are you going to keep telling yourself, I look bad and I'm going to stay looking bad? Because if you're telling yourself that you're going to stay looking bad, nothing's going to happen. No progress is going to be made. But I think taking pictures is important when it comes to this kind of thing, or at least taking a mental picture. If you're on a weight loss journey or a weight gain journey, or you're just trying to build up, tone, muscle, whatever it might be, think about, okay, this is like if you're just starting, think about where you are right now, weigh yourself, do like have a benchmark. Then give yourself 2 or 3 months. Try to stick to, what you have. If you miss 1 or 2 days, you miss up to 3 or 4 days, totally fine. Get back to it. And if you're at least semi consistent with it, you will see change. Even if it's just a little bit, even though you probably think, man, that's barely anything. It's exponential. If you keep pushing this, you keep on going, muscle's going to grow, you're going to get stronger, you're going to be able to go harder, and it's just going to get better and better and better. And it's hard to see that, like, especially for me, I'm trying to gain weight. And for the majority of, at least, Americans, a lot of us are trying to lose weight. So I'm on the opposite side of things, and I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to gain muscle as I gain weight. which is hard to do because I'm losing calories while I'm working out, which is making me lose weight, but I'm also trying to gain muscle. So it's a push and pull constantly. And I definitely think I have more tone, but I definitely haven't gained the weight that I am hoping for. But I think what's important is that this is something where you can take your physicality, you can take working out, anything physical, and you can directly correlate that to a lot of things that are mental. And you can correlate that to any other aspect of your life. You can put that into studying, you can put that into work, you can put that into a lot of different things. And that's the beauty of it, is that our mind and bodies really are connected. And one is going to pull down the other one if one falls. And especially when it comes to that self-image that you have. So, I think a good state to be in is to continually think, okay, let's work on the other one if I can't work on this one right now. So if you're not doing well mentally, let's work on things physically. And let's see how that pulls up the mental spot. If you're doing bad physically, say you're, super, super sick, you got a bad, injury, you can't work out, whatever. All right, let's study. Let's read. Let's meditate, So there's a push and pull on both sides. And this is just something I know it's different for every single person, physically and mentally. People think differently. People's bodies react differently. If you have different body types, so this isn't just a universal size, one size fits all type thing. It's very personalized, which is why I'm not saying that and that my experience physically has to be what yours is, or that anybody else that you see, especially online, because a lot of people, their physiques aren't real, and that's a whole other thing. But just find out what the standards are for yourself, and then try it every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, trying to meet those, and just don't be too hard on yourself. And it sucks. I mean, it really sucks. It's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to be disciplined. I struggle with it so much. There have been multiple times where I'll take like a full week, where I don't do anything. I'm not eating right. I'm not working out. Nothing. And I'm just like, man, I really lost it. I was doing so good, and then I lost it. But you know what? Next day, you get back to it. 10, 20 minutes in, you're like, okay, maybe I still have it. Even if it's like a 2-month break, you get back to that, and just get back into it, and you'll start feeling it once you're back into it. And yeah, so it's a different experience for every person. But I really, really believe in physical health being one of the number one improvers to mental health. And I think if you tell yourself mentally, I don't look good, like I'm too big, I'm too small, those things are going to start to manifest. So manifest the good. Tell yourself, man, hey, my arms look a little bit bigger. Or, hey, things are looking a little bit more toned. Maybe I lost a little bit of weight. Keep telling yourself that. As long as you're doing the work, keep telling yourself that. And those will manifest. So, yeah, something to think about. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that wherever you are mentally or physically, um, that you're doing the right things to try to get to something better, because we can always be better every single day, even if it's just one thing that we change. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.